My dad, whenever my mum goes away on a trip, and she will like, Peter,
Dinner's there.
There's your dinner. And I think he serves it to the dog. And he goes down to Henny Penny and he gets 30 fucking wings.
I can relate to that. Once in a blue moon, it'll be like, what do you want to get for dinner? I'll be like, let's go to Henny Penny. I'll come back with like 30 pieces of chicken. I'll be like, what are you guys having?
Batsmen today just can't leave the fucking ball. They just don't know how to leave it. Like, there's no such thing as a good leave anymore.
Australia dominate pink, leaves England 2 in the stink. Done.
Welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Eggo.
Unbelievable. Hello and welcome to the Talking Sport Report. Again, we have not missed a week. This is episode 33, Scotty. I just think we might need a medal or something. We're doing very, very well. Pats on the back.
I'm curious, do you offer annual leave or sick days or anything?
I don't think the Talking Sport Report offers a very good remuneration plan for that.
So if I unionise, we're in a bit of trouble.
We're pretty much done for. Which could actually be a good thing. I don't. Could that be good for all of us? I don't know. Well, if you are tuning in for the first time, welcome. We love having you on board. We basically at the moment are heavily in cricket season, but with the Talking Sport Report, we cover biggest sporting news from around the world. We're very NRL heavy during winter, and during the summer, we love to get the whites out or the colours, depending on which part of the cricket season we're at. And tonight we are deep and utterly invested in the Ashes series. It is the Ashes preview of the second test, which starts in Brisbane Thursday. About 3 p.m. Sydney time, Scotty. Initial thoughts. How excited are you for this? Is it a dead rubber already? Australia up 1-0.
Wouldn't say dead rubber. Very excited because that means from 3 p.m. Thursday until knock-off Friday, I'll do minimal work. That's kind of throughout the year anyway, so I can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah,
but excitement is there for the simple fact that, I don't know, you just get rid of all responsibilities. There's no duties for you to do. There probably is, but if you don't think about them, you don't have to do them. So
that's very true.
It's just going to be crazy. And it's a day-nighter. Just,
pink
you
ball.
know I enjoy a drink. It's just an excuse to have another one.
I'm actually really surprised that you haven't used this podcast as an excuse to have a beer on a Sunday night, but you haven't. You've been pretty tame with the old boys.
I was going to ask you though, is it possible to get drunk and hungover in the same day? Because I had a skinful today in the sun, and I reckon I'm halfway there to hungover.
Doesn't that just set us off on a great step for this to be a great show? If you are tuning in for the first time ever, maybe go back to previous episodes before you listen to this one. All right, let's get stuck into it.
Others.
There is. All right, let's get stuck into this. We like to kick off the game with a game. Yes. Let me start that again. Yeah. We like to kick off with a game, and it's called Yes, No, Waiting. This is the first question for you, Scotty. As a part of the Ashes preview for the second test, Australia v England.
Yep.
This Bazball / McCullum's last test series. This is.
No run there.
Oh.
Only because, and this is just me from the outside looking in, the Poms love to be different. Whether it's football, rugby league, I mean, we saw the shit they put out in those Ashes tests.
Yeah.
Cricket, I guess finances, they just like to be different. So no, they're going to stick with him until he calls it, I think, for the simple fact that England still think this is working. And whilst they think it's working, we keep winning. So half of me is saying it's definitely not. The other half is saying, God damn, I hope it's not. For that reason. You saw it. We've all seen it. Woeful. If they think it worked, it didn't. Do they think it worked and was successful? Of course they do. They're the Poms. They're never going to admit fault. Keep sticking with Bazball, please. Because right now, 5-0's looking good.
Tell you what, though, you got to give them their credit. It does make for Test cricket entertainment.
It does.
Now, it's probably not the kind of entertainment that Test cricket deserves. Test cricket has always been a can you outwit, outlast, outthink, basically the whole point of 5 days of a match. Whereas Bazball is basically like, how can we beat them in 1 or 2 days?
You were dead set describing Survivor for a minute there. And 100% you are right. But if you want entertainment, tune into T20. Go watch a one-dayer. I don't know, race mice. If you want Test cricket entertainment, you need to buckle in for 5 days. You need to sit through the 407 dot balls in 520 deliveries. Bazball, honestly, quick take, piece of shit. But it works for us. Keep it going.
I'm going to jump this into the next point because I think it just ties in so perfectly. And you know what? You could attribute this to both sides. I don't think there is a single side that is not doing this at the moment. But basically, batsmen today just can't leave the fucking ball. They just don't know how to leave it. Like there's no such thing as a good leave anymore.
Save your legs. That's going to the fence.
Yeah.
There is, you know what? You've nailed that. I used to think back to when we used to hit the nets. Obviously, fitter, younger, kid-free, no responsibilities, working afternoon shifts, whatever it may be.
Not working, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We used to pride ourselves on our leaving technique to the point where when one of us was batting, obviously the other was having the bowl. We used to comment on each other's leave. That was a beautiful leave. That was very Matthew Hayden-like. That was, beautiful leave, that.
Yeah.
You're 100% on the money. Look at how many edges you see in this day and age. You've nailed that. That's gone straight to the fence. You haven't cleared the ropes, but you found them.
Well, you're not meant to clear the ropes when you're leaving. It's just it's a nice through to the keeper. So I don't want it to clear the ropes.
No, I was answering your question.
I know, and I'm saying that I should never hit this one for 6 because it's just meant to be a nice leave. It's a sundry. It's missed the keeper. It's gone for 4. That's what it is. It's never going to clear the rope. But you're right. I remember us. It was always, and everyone knows. As soon as I say this, you'll know. It's the big step, the big stride out to the right, the turning of your hips to pivot, so you're almost showing them the back. It's the arching of the back. It's the big raise of the bat, so it's well out of the. There's no snorkels here, and it's the pushing out and going, wait on. You know what I mean? That's what we used to practice.
That was yours. Mine was more of a Matthew Hayden. Forward, show the back, but pull the bat back behind
that's nice.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're just watching it through to the keeper. Right now, I'm telling you, if I wasn't as unfit as I was, I'd hit the nets tomorrow during work hours just to feel productive.
I know your bosses do listen to this podcast from time to time, so by all means, that was just purely a conversation starter for Scotty. They're not really going to happen.
Nah, never. Never.
It does make sense though, because I remember there's a few times playing cricket that you did your little fashion leave, but you didn't pull it away fast enough, and you got a few little tap-ons through the slips. Almost a really good shot, to be fair.
Yeah, well, if I was attempting to. Yes. Beautiful. But you've always picked it. You knew. Yeah. It wasn't meant to be played, but shit, I'd take that 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, especially get off the mark. But it's just uncanny. The fact that, look, we'll get into it later tonight, the ICC's rating of that Perth pitch. I don't give a shit what you're saying. That was not a very good wicket to bat on day 1 and 2. But the batting was piss poor. Yep. And again, outside of probably like Steve Smith, who loves to make 45 movements, then leave the ball, he's a very good leaver. And I think Marnus and Smith's little, 50 ball run there where they tried to get through the hard times when they were under the pump, it showed at least a little bit of ticker of an ability to leave. But all those wickets that basically had were people fishing outside off stump like it's a T20 game. And it's not. It's test match cricket in Perth with a lot of upward bounce, not sideways bounce.
There would have been more better batting in the showers that night than there were in the middle of that pitch. 100%.
Plenty of wickets taken in there too, don't you worry.
Oh, definitely. Always caught him. Got him, yes.
Now, the next question comes off the back of this game that we're recording this on a Sunday night. So the Prime Minister's 11 is taking on the England Lions, which is basically their backup side. There's 3 players that have been released from the England squad to go and play in that match. You know, Josh Tongue being one of them, who's most likely going to get called up for the Ashes second test if Mark Wood is not fit. And potentially, if you're listening to this podcast closer to the start date, you may now know that Tongue could be in that lineup. But the question now goes to the batsman for Australia. Everyone is quick to rule out Khawaja. So Kellaway, young Kellaway, who's just scored 80 on that game, scored 100 a few innings ago in domestic cricket as well, is best placed to take Khawaja's spot over Renshaw and whoever else is up for that battle.
To me, that's a solid no. There's no run there. And this all comes down to patience. Patience. You've said it before. Big name cricketers, as we speak, didn't start by setting the world on fire. They worked their way into it. My concern is, are we just going to throw a new young opener in there every chance we get until one of them debuts with 100? Because we tried with Constas.
Yeah.
He didn't score many runs. A few nice ramp shots, done well. He really stuck it up Coley. Coley wasn't happy.
No. That was fun to watch.
We've ditched him. Yeah, it was fun to watch. We've ditched him. We're now on to a new opener. Are we going to come in and go, right, okay, let's piss Khawaja off. Let's bring a new young kid in. We've got 2 fresh faces up the top. Could backfire, might not. But is it a case of, if Callaway doesn't do anything, are we now going to piss him off and try and find someone new? Are we going to look back to Constas? Are we going to give Head a crack? You can't. You've got to find some consistency and stick with them. Give them a chance. Give them a series. Give them a summer and see. You know, this isn't a case of hit the ground running. If you don't perform today, forget your second innings, mate. You're not coming back.
Where does Australia sit in your minds? Like right now, this is a weird time. We had this a little while ago, off the back of all the big Australian names retiring. Your Pontings and whatnot, and then before that we had that big run of like Warne, Langer, McGrath, all retiring. Like it happens in bulk. So we're in this weird point right now where you got to think Khawaja. I think it's his 73rd birthday just before the test. And I worry that we're at that point where he probably can't play into his 75th birthday. You know what I mean? There's got to come a time where he has to retire. So who do you think is our number 1, our number 2, and number 3 bat heading into the next set of Ashes series? Like I know a lot can change in a couple of years, but where do you think, if you had to pick, 3 people right now where you go, there's 1, 2, and 3, where does your head sit?
Do you know what? 73rd birthday or not, after the first performance, it looked like he didn't want to be there at all for that performance, let alone thinking about 73rd, 74th, 75th. Yeah. The guy's got he's got his pension. Go sit down, chill out. Honestly, do we run with Head up top? He scored the runs. He done so well. A nice 1, 2, 3 as opener.
Yep.
Whether you score 100 at 6 or 1, it's always fantastic. Do we stick with it and keep Weatherald for a series? Do we keep Head back down where he is? Khawaja goes. We look at Callaway. Do we go Callaway and Weatherald? It's tough. I'd stick with Khawaja for the second test. It is Brisbane. It's home. See what happens. If he fails, if he doesn't want to bat, if he's too scared of the shit wicket, tap him on the shoulder. He's done. Try Head again for the third test. If that doesn't work, you don't drop Travis Head. He's always got a spot in that top order somewhere. Do we finally go? Constas, you know what it's like to play international cricket. You've got 2 tests. Let's see what you do. It's tough. It's tough. We sat here a week or 2 ago and we're like, we should be the selectors. We've nailed this. We've got this covered. Now that you're hitting me with the yes-no weightings, I'm really starting to question whether we've got it in us to be selectors. I don't know. What do you think? What's your views on this?
I guess it really depends on where Marnus and Smith go. If we're talking in 2 years' time, I look at guys. There's a guy in our squad, Josh Inglis, who I think is an incredible potential number 3. Like he could easily. He's brilliant.
You love Inglis.
He's getting a lot of time around the squad in order to build his confidence and get that chance to hopefully come in at some point and prove himself again. He did very well in Sri Lanka, and hasn't had too many opportunities around, but he's had the odd one because of injury. Imagine if we could just go, all right, let's stick with a Weatherall. Like you go, all right, he's at least shown himself to be a capable test batsman. I love Constas as well, but my biggest concern with Constas is, like with Warner, maybe he needs to play for Australian domestic cricket for a little bit first, get his experience, and then come into test. Warner played a lot of domestic cricket a lot of international cricket in the 50-over form, made his name, become the person we expected, and then took over the test squad and just made that his own. Like Constance just doesn't quite feel there just yet, even though he's close. Whereas you look at a Weatherall, you go, he's ready for it. You start with potentially him and Head up the top. Depends on where Marnus and Smith go, but I reckon easily Inglis could sit there at 3 if need be. If Marnus decided to pack up or Smith decided to pack up, what do you do? Marnus at 3 and Smith at Inglis at 4. Like that's where I see the future. We've got so many great young bats coming through, and we've got to pick the best squad for now. So you have your Marnus and your Smith, and you hope they can stick around for a couple more years. But that's where my head was going. Is like, how do you get a guy like him into this squad over potentially someone who's going to do just as little as him, but then there's the potential of just falling apart, like you're the Tin Man in the friggin' Wizard of Oz. Like if Usman Khawaja doesn't come out because the Tin Man hasn't been oiled up, like I'm worried that he's going to take a slips catch, which that first one he almost dropped. Is that because his arms weren't warmed up yet? Like
he wasn't oiled.
No,
he wasn't oiled. But and that's the other thing too. Not to digress, not to walk away from the question too much, we've always had an aging squad. And we've always, in a sense, allowed those aging players to call it themselves. At which point do Cricket Australia turn around and say, hey, sorry, but we're going to call it for you? You're right. We have so many young, brilliant batsmen. I'm just having a look at, as soon as you mention Inglis, I know you froth over him, 3 tests, 4 innings, 119 runs with a high score of 102.
Yeah.
There's potential there. There is potential
Definitely.
there. He's young. He's got the vibe. He knows the culture. At which point do Cricket Australia tap the player on the shoulder and say, hey, sorry, but we're calling it for you?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very tough because if it's not broken, don't fix it.
I'm going to throw an outrageous statement out there.
Usman.
This is an outrageous statement. I think Usman Khawaja needs to retire right now. And let's just say he's not going to retire, obviously, before the second test. But I reckon, especially if he doesn't do good in this next test or has another injury, I think he needs to call it. And the reason I say that is, remember back to one of our favourite cricketers of all time, Ricky Punter Ponting.
Mm-hmm.
He could have went
great
out.
Great PlayStation game.
Yeah,
Great PlayStation game.
He could have went out an absolute legend, and he did go out an absolute legend. But I remember the last year, and it's always burnt in the back of my mind, the last year of him playing Test cricket wasn't the Ricky Ponting that we know and love, and definitely fell away quite a significant margin, and actually, reduced some of his stats in a lot of ways, and probably tainted a little bit of his legacy, not too much, but I just don't want to see that to happen to Usman. Usman's been fantastic over how many number of years, took his opportunities, but is it just time? And will this end up ruining his legacy?
Well, there's another question. Do we win the second test and he goes out a winner at home? It's Brisbane. He's a Queenslander. He plays for Brisbane domestically.
Well, he does, but he was New South Wales at one point too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now a case that, this is home for him. He's got a young family. At his age, his kids are probably in their 30s.
75, yeah.
Yeah. Does he pull the pin? Do we win in Brisbane and that's him done? Go out at technically home, because that's currently his home state. Does he do that? Or do Cricket Australia pull the pin and go, mate, sorry, but you're done? And he doesn't get the chance to call it himself.
Oh, God.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Because for a long time, he was reliable as hell. We needed runs. You guarantee Khawaja's going to score them. But all of a sudden, you nailed it. Khawaja hasn't been oiled in the shed.
No.
He's stuck in that forest waiting for Dorothy on the yellow brick road. He's in a bit of trouble.
It's a really tough one because he has been such a great servant to the game. And yes, if he goes out there and scores some big runs in this test, then you kind of go, maybe. But I just think that, you're pushing your 40th birthday in realistically. I know we said 75, but you're pushing your 40th.
80, whatever.
Yeah. The story about Usman is a beautiful one. He is the first ever Muslim player to play for Australia, which is really cool. And he basically moved over to Australia from Pakistan as a young boy and played his first test in Sydney in 2011. He came in for Ricky Punter, of all people, funny enough. Wow. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Maybe I'm overreacting a bit on old Usman, but part of me just thinks that there's certain players that always overstay their welcome, and I'm just wondering whether that's him at the moment.
And you know what? That's a fair point. And that's my concern because we have a rich history of players calling it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this, you know what? It's an interesting point, and that's something to keep an eye on because right now it's a question of you don't know where it's going to go. He copped a lot of shit after that first test. Does he redeem himself or is it time? You've absolutely nailed that question. I'm glad it's come in when it has. If that come in at the start of the show, I would have called it. Show would have been over. I wouldn't have slept tonight.
All right, there's a couple of questions left on our yes-no waiting. Josh Tongue in the side over Mark Wood is a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
why?
That's a hard
Why do you
yes.
think that?
Because we have a fantastic potential headline there.
Oh, of course. And the show called out Josh Tongue as a potential smoky for the Ashes.
Bingo.
Probably about a month or two ago in the NRL season, we were like, wow, there's a guy called Josh Tongue. Yep. You come up with a headline of Australia get tongue fucked.
Yep.
After he takes a fifer. I'm really hoping you're not becoming a Nostradamus and he could take a bagful. He's taken none in Canberra, which is a good start.
Good start.
He's playing in Canberra. So for an Australian fan, he's not starting off well. But why is he a better asset for England over Mark Wood, in your opinion?
Oh, not a better asset. Not for England. He's playing in Canberra as we speak, which are fantastic conditions for the Poms. We saw footage pre-game, pre-show. They are freezing down there. The Aussies are struggling. They've got blankets on. They've got hand warmers. This is perfect English conditions, and he is struggling to take a wicket.
Wow.
I feel, and you said it a week or two ago, Mark Wood is very dangerous. We saw footage of him in the nets. Take the first test out of it. If we were previewing the first test right now, we're still concerned about him and his bowling. Tongue, not really tested, not really tried. I feel like this could be a big pressure moment that he may not live up to. Who knows? He may give us our Ashes headline that we talked about months ago.
yeah, he
but
may.
If he's struggling to perform in conditions that would absolutely meet the Poms' needs and wants, I think it's a good sign if we're going up to a very, very warm Brisbane. You lived in Brisbane. You know what it's like. It's hot in winter.
It's Brisbane. Like an armpit. The humidity's huge. The humidity's through the roof.
It's wet.
Yeah. And you can't just jump on into the brown snake either because there's bull sharks in there. So you can't even get a nice cool dip off. The only place you can get a swim is South Bank, and that's got this weird kids pool where Band-Aids are floating around. Yeah,
is man-made. Man-made?
Yeah. Band-Aids are floating around there. I'd take my chances with the bull sharks, to be fair, in the Brisbane River.
Shit.
But, it is what it is.
I feel like he is a hell of a lot more. He's going to work in Australia's favour, I think, more than them having Wood fit.
What I'm getting at, what I'm seeing here, if we're reading between the lines, Scotty likes it, Tongue denies the wood. Over the
likes the tongue, doesn't want the wood.
That's fair. You know what? That checks out. That checks out in a lot of different ways. The next one, absolute gutter chat. Let's keep it there.
Jimmy's
Australia have done it in the pink, which makes England weak.
Which makes England stink.
Yeah. Basically what I'm getting at is Australia have played pink ball England have not
played it. We've completed it. We have absolutely dominated pink ball cricket. Like, just having a quick look, Australia's pink ball, we discussed this. They've won 13 of 14 day-night tests.
Yeah.
They are that in the pink. It should almost be censored.
That's right. And England two in the stink.
Bingo. They will be 2 in the stink at the end of the pink.
Yeah.
Called it. There you go.
That's
fantastic
a good headline.
Yes. Brilliant. Done. Let's wrap the show up. We've peaked.
Yeah, let's just reminisce. Let's just sit in that for a minute. So, how would you write that headline in a newspaper format so we wouldn't get censored?
Australia dominate pink, leaves England 2 in the stink. Done. Sorted.
Here's another one for you. Australia have done it again in the pink, leaving England with 2 in the stink.
Daily Telegraph, we're here all week.
Unbelievable.
Give us a call.
If that is not the headline coming out of the Gabba, there's some serious issues if Australia have won. And the best part is, it's I always run it through the kids in the car challenge. Mum, what does 1 of this pink and 2 in the stink mean? And you can say easy. Well, son, Australia have played a lot of pink ball cricket and England are now down 2-0 and they stink. And they got to go home because they're going to lose this Ashes series now. It checks the markers.
That's really good. You can't fault that.
Last question.
You can't fault that.
It's a masterstroke that England are not playing most of their players in Canberra for this day-night test warm-up.
I disagree. No run there.
Tell me.
Just mentioned it's cold as shit. It plays into their conditions. It would give them a perfect opportunity to bounce back from that first test. Whether it's the Australia A side, whether you're playing a Canberra 11 that's been thrown together through representatives, it's a perfect opportunity to go out there, take some wickets, Joe Root to score some runs, Stoke to score some runs, really get that confidence up going into Brisbane. I think they've dropped the ball massively. Would you say they've allowed 3 players to play?
Yeah.
I would have at least ranked
it's not
6
even
or
about
7.
It's not even about their players that are playing. I think they've even let players just outside the squad kind of play. So running through some of their players, Jacob Bethel not getting a game in there, he's playing. Yeah. Josh Tongue, those kind of players. So players that are on the cusp of the squad have been let to play, but none of the big names are playing. Put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. So players that are gonna get a chance if other players are injured. I think they've dropped the ball. This is the perfect opportunity to go out, score some runs, get some confidence back, go into Brisbane with your head held high. Because you know yourself, 100 scored. It doesn't matter if it's against Australia. It doesn't matter if it's against Australia, right? It doesn't matter if it's against a select Canberra representative 11. 100's 100. They at times are hard to come by. When you've just put on an absolute shit show in Perth, a little bit of confidence goes a long way going to Brisbane.
Definitely. Can I this is great because I am completely in the opposite. I think it is a masterstroke.
Well, you can see yourself out.
Yeah, let me tell you.
You're out. You're done.
After I tell you why I'll leave. The reason why I think it's the case is we know, and you've said it yourself, the conditions are so different in Canberra compared to Brisbane. Yeah. So if you go to Canberra and you play, yes, the pink ball, but the pink ball is going to move a lot differently in those heavy Canberra conditions. Let's be honest, I have never seen a good wicket come out of Manuka Oval. If they're playing at Manuka Oval, it is just a pile of shit, that thing. And even if it's some other oval, it's not the Gabba. So my thing is, why bother going to Canberra playing against this is nothing against the Australia A team or the Prime Minister's 11, but they're not Australian, world-class bowlers. They're the second team. We're not playing our best bowlers either. So you are going to get some confidence, but are you going to get some false confidence? And what if you get out in Canberra for cheap? Then it's even worse for your confidence. So what I think they've done is actually brilliant. They've actually gone to Brisbane early. They're in Brisbane now. I think Mark Wood drove because he's got no fucking idea. And they're in the nets in Brisbane, and they're not batting. From what I could hear, they're not batting in the middle of the day. They're not batting in the morning. They're going out there in the mid-afternoon to early evening, and they've got the pink ball, and they are in the nets facing Arsha, facing, Josh Tongue, well, the equivalent of Josh Tongue.
He's in Canberra.
He's in Canberra. Atkinson, all those kind of guys who bowled a very, very good length in that first innings with that pink ball whizzing around, and they can get as many hits as they want. They could bowl, bat for an hour out there, get really into the understanding of the Brisbane bounce, the Brisbane conditions, the fact that it's humid and you can get used to those conditions. I think it's the best move they could make. And if they come out and win this test match, I would put it down to that. Because let's be honest, you take Travis Head and maybe halve Mitchell Stark's performance, England win that test hands down.
I don't like your point. Shut up. Shut up. Well, all right. We've both got different views. We're going to stick with that, and we're not going to discuss this any further because I do not like the fact that you've come at me with such, I guess, credible thoughts. Moving on. Do you have any more questions?
I'd have one outrageous statement.
Oh, yeah?
Australia is just a better captain side without Cummins.
Oh, why?
I love Cummins in the squad, and him as a bowler, incredible. I just think the way Steve Smith captains, his brain is just so next level when it comes to how he thinks about the game.
That guy's cricket 24/7.
Totally.
24/7.
He's like another, I remember Shane Warne was the same. Like, he would have made an incredible captain too if he keep his pants on for long enough to get the captaincy. I feel like every chance he had a chance to get the captaincy, he did something silly. I see the same with Smith. If you take away Papergate, is Smith just still the captain? And I just think he's a better captain.
Okay. You know what? I respect that. I do.
Do you rate Cummins higher as a captain?
No, but this is more a case now of
you want Tim Payne back?
He is what we have, and the fact that Smith's got that captaincy at the moment is simply because Cummins is injured. Simple as that. Whether he's a better captain or not, results are there for Cummins. I feel like they are as good as each other in their own right. That's
Fucking
my view.
hell. You're about as vanilla as Tim Payne.
Yep. Bingo. I cannot then be faulted. I cannot be criticised. They are as good as each other in their own sense.
Fantastic. I say, come the fuck at me. Around the grounds. Anyway, before we go, before we move, because a couple around the grounds we want to get to before we end the podcast tonight and get to our tip-off, comment club, and end the show. We have to make a call. So, second test, Brisbane. It starts on Thursday. Our next podcast is Sunday night, so we'll be coming in off the back of day 4. Now, if history
be over,
if history is got anything we're going to repeat, we would be over by a couple of days. So we could probably make a call here and then address whether we're right or wrong on next week's show. So have a crack at it. What do you think the result is? And I'd love to know timing as well.
Australia win the toss and elect to bat.
Mm-hmm.
We actually put on a decent score. We, again, roll England cheap and force the follow-on. We win by an innings and 138 runs.
Oh, just a domination. We've always dominated
Pink
pretty
test.
well in Brisbane. Yeah.
Pink test. I hate to disappoint because Jimmy only called in the other day and he said, wouldn't mind watching a test match that goes for more than 2 days. He's going to have to wait to the third one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is just going to be, honestly, it's going to be a complete Australian domination. I honestly said England would win the first test, and I was completely wrong. God, I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not. What do you got? What's your thoughts? Come on, hit me.
I'm going to say it's going to be a tighter test this time around. I reckon 300 is an incredible score between these two sides. The reason I say that is I don't think either side's batting is fantastic. I think we're shaky on both sides of the fence, but both bowling attacks are incredible. And if it wasn't for Mitchy Stark, we are definitely back to the pack. So if Pat Cummins comes into this test, which we know he's not, and a Josh Hazelwood, it's all over. And I would agree, forcing the follow-on kind of vibes. Like, they would just destroy England with that bowling attack. But the fact that we do have some extra people coming in that may not have, been in the squad should everyone be healthy, I reckon it opens the door a little bit to get us back on a more even keel. But I do think both bowling attacks are just so damn strong. So I'm going to say Australia win in 4 days.
Ooh.
But I think it's going to be one of those ones where batting is hard for both teams. And no one is going to want to see Mitchell Starc from around about 5 o'clock till when stumps hit, because he is going to be moving them sideways.
He's going to be lethal. He is going to be lethal.
It'll be Shane Warne out there, like literally leg breaks.
That's great.
Let's tackle a few around the ground sporting news, because there's a couple of things floating around. We had to tackle this. It's just like NRL Christmas if you're a rugby league fan. Rugby 360 has now decided to postpone next year's initial inauguration tournament, where they're going to do like a more downplayed, smaller one and then progress to a bigger one in the coming years. They're now saying they're not starting to 2028. And then you've got these fantastic players like your Lomax, like your Pappenhausen, who are clearly getting ready for a payday and now sitting there with 2 years to kill.
Did you say fantastic players?
I was being facetious.
Keep Lomax's name out of your mouth. Is this not an absolute shit show?
Oh, brutal.
Is this not an absolute clusterfuck of a throw together? Is this something that 4 mates have done on the piss at 3 a.m. when they're trying to solve the world's problems? And they've thrown this together and think that it's going to be brilliant. Then all of a sudden they've realised that October 1st next year is just way too close, because no one's actually done anything. They're still working their 9 to 5. They're still caring and providing for families with their partners. They've realised no one's put the hard yards in, and shit, boys, we're going to need another couple of extra. We're going to need another couple of years, boys. Like, shit, let's get drunk. Let's get drunk after Christmas, and we'll try and do this again. This is a shit show.
Do you reckon Bobby can loan me $45 million?
Oi, Bobby, I've promised 2 guys from the NRL a bit of coin. What do you got on you? You still got that crypto?
Yeah, I offered them the contract. I honestly didn't think they were going to get out of their contracts and come and see me, but they've actually done it. They've knocked on my door and said, I'm here. Oh, shit, you rocked up. Oh.
He's dropped the ball straight away because he went to the one man that doesn't understand what a contract is.
Oh, that's it.
Lomax was walking straight away. 100%.
And the best part is Lomax will come back to the NRL now. You can just see it already. Lomax will come back. He'll walk in day one and just be like, what? I'm back. I'm just back. Like, be thankful that I'm here. Like, he doesn't. I don't think he'll understand why everyone's going to be booing him at his own stadium, because he's walked away from the club after another contract walkout.
That's the question. Does he go back to Parramatta? Is there a contract there for him? Does he?
He has to.
Okay.
I think it's up to Parramatta. What I read the other day was Parramatta released him under the stipulation that he would, if he was to come back or could only play for this other comp, he couldn't come back and play for another club. Now, Parramatta may go, don't want you to come back after leaving, and they may waive him, or whatever the stipulation is there, whether they could force him out of the comp in entirety. But I would say that if he does come back, I'm sure Parramatta would just have him back, chuck him there on the wing like he likes.
I'm thinking he's going to win a premiership. I'm just reading here. Tchaikovsky's his agent. Apparently, Tchaikovsky's come out and says that Zach has options. He's always been interested in other things, so he can pick and choose now.
They're also saying they may go and play rugby union or something like that. They may go and play in France for a year.
I read he was going to box or potentially step into an octagon or something.
I guarantee you there'd be some people wanting to box his head in.
That's probably what he means by he has options. How many? Yeah. Which guy do you want to flog you this weekend? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. What a shit show!
Start with Big Nelson.
Is.
Oh, unbelievable. Let's quickly touch on Piastri, because we're not going to touch on it too much because we won't have the results. But great that he won the sprint, which gives him some extra points. Gets the lead now to 22 behind Norris, and he has got pole.
He
huge,
does.
huge. Does he win, Scotty? Nostradamus.
Well, for him to do so, for him to go back to first, we need him to win. and we need Norris to crash out. That's exactly what we need. We've talked about this before. I think the last time this conversation kind of took place, I said Norris would crash. He didn't crash, but didn't finish. I'm praying to God Norris doesn't finish or finishes 11th or worse, and Piastri goes from his sprint win and his pole, and he's on the podium at the end of the race.
This is feeling like deja vu here, because this feels like the Ashes. Australia versus England within the McLaren team. This feels like we need Piastri to push him off the grid like he tried to do to him a few races ago. But anyone who's been pole the last few, at least most of the races this year has ended up winning. So that's one good sign. If pole doesn't anything to go by, generally the pole sitter is winning in most races this year.
And this time next week when we do our show, we'll be leading into the last race in Abu Dhabi. Wow. So we'll know then if he has any chance whatsoever of picking up the championship. So
crazy.
We'll see. It'll be interesting. Now, I know you didn't really want to talk about it, but if we're going around the grounds, do you quickly want to touch on the EPL?
Go for it.
Do you want to? No, you're a bit nervous and you don't really like talking about it this early. But 12 games in, I'm telling you, it's Arsenal's to lose.
Well, I don't like hearing that.
If they can beat Chelsea tomorrow, they will be 7 points clear of Man City. Now,
so you saying I should pop the champagne now or wait for another classic Arsenal collapse and when they lose to 3 relegated teams in the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Don't pop it now, but shake the fuck out of it between now and the end of the season. And if they don't win, we'll just palm it off to another supporter so they can pop the bastard.
It's been. When was the last time Arsenal won the Premier League? Like it's been a long time.
If you ask their fans, every year's their year. So
not really. We as Arsenal fans, we know that we are there or thereabouts, but we're just never there. We're always second or third or fourth. We make Champions League, but we don't seem to push.
It's that can't be right. 22 years ago. No, that can't be right.
It has to be, mate. It has to be because I can't, in my time as an Arsenal supporter, remember it. I know we've had some success in other ways, but
2003, 2004 was their last premiership.
Wow.
You know, if they beat Chelsea in the morning and manage to go 7 clear, 13 games in, I expect you in an Arsenal jersey next Sunday night.
I'm just trying to think 2003, 2004. Is that like spoof era?
David Seaman? I think it might have been Jons Lehmann.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Spoof. A little bit of sprog between the sticks there. Anyway, moving on around the grounds. Where are we going next?
We are going to the tip-off, mate. We are going to the tip-off. We are head-to-head in a multi-battle. Every single week, we have to pick a minimum of 3 legs, $500 bet. If both multis win, it then comes down to which multi had the most money. There's a tally, and at the end of the year, someone owes the other person who is the leader a favour. Not doesn't have to be sexual, but it sounds like that's what you want. And
we want it to be, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But it's a favourite with no boundaries on the loser. So currently the tally is 4-2. And what I love about this tally being 4-2, Scotty, is it means, and this is how it was, 6 weeks in a row, we had won a multi. And we were talking about this last week, and we've now officially both lost. So it's still 4-2. We both went down. Our first loss.
There's only 5 weeks left.
I know, it's scary. I've got 2 to make up.
Yeah.
Where is your multi? What are you doing? Come on, hit me.
So, well, this is what I was doing. I've got 2 laid out here because, if we both get up, the financial aspect wins it.
Yes.
So I've gone a 4-leg and a 5-leg with both obviously different. I know.
No. You pick one now and stick by it.
That's why I was hoping you'd go first. I was hoping you'd go first, you bastard.
Get in there and do it because I've locked mine in and I'm sick of your fucking games.
All right, we're going the 4-leg then. I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to only to all but consolidate. Yep. No, I agree. I'm taking out the Dolphins to beat the Saints in NFL. That's gone.
All right.
$1.36 gone. So on Wednesday morning, that's the last leg. Wednesday morning, I've got Arsenal to beat Brentford at $1.22.
Okay.
At 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, I have LA Rams to beat the Panthers in the NFL.
Mm.
At 7 a.m., I have Real Madrid to win in the Spanish La Liga. But at 1:30, because I haven't put this in any particular order, I've got Bayern Munich to beat Stuttgart at $1.40.
Oh, that's a bit of odds.
Yeah. So I'll tell you how much it is after you tell me yours.
All right. I am rolling a 5-tier multi.
Ooh.
I've decided to stick just basketball because I feel like right now that's where I can get myself around
You
this.
prick.
All right.
Okay.
We kick it, and the good thing about this is we'll know this by tomorrow whether I've got it or not. Like I'm pretty sure most of these are all rolling out tomorrow. All right, so we've got the Houston Rockets. They are going to win, so I put them in there, $1.14. Yep. I've got the New York Knickerbockers at home against the Raptors. Now the Raptors are playing very, very well, so it's given the Knicks $1.34, which is good. I'm going to take the Knicks because at home they've been very, very good.
What are the Raptors paying?
They'd be pretty close to it as well because they are sitting second or third right now. They have just been on fire this season. Everyone tipped them to be bottom three, and they are top three. Looking very, very good. So I've got the Knicks there. I've got the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the Boston Celtics at home, $1.31 because who knows what will happen there with the Celtics. Yeah, they are, but they still have got a way to. It's interesting matchup though, that one. And also don't forget the Cavs have just got a million injuries too, so that's why that's a bit higher than normal. OKC have lost one game this year, so I will take OKC to pay. Take the Trailblazers for $1.13, and I've got the Lakers to beat the Pelicans at home because the Pelicans suck at $1.10. So my $500 bet will return $1,325.76, and you better be honest about your one.
I am 100% being honest here. My 4-legger, you can open Sportsbet right now. Is returning $1,300. $1,365.21. Do you know what? I'm going to confirm this real quick on Sportsbet. $1,365.21. That's a real shit. I'll screenshot that and send it to you.
Ah, you lying dog. Nah, I believe
Got you there. I can't believe that because
you've still got to get it.
Oh, still got to get it. But if you'd come out and been like, yeah, it's paying $1,474, I would have been like, oh, mine's paying $1,478. Shit. I was dead set going to stitch you up, but there's fucking $40 between us. Wow.
Well, I need this win, so I've got to hope this can come through. And let's just, for the sake of us, let's hope the multis get back on track. As long as one of us is winning, it's a good thing for this show to really stand for something.
Good point. Well played.
It's time for Comment Club. Normally I ignore all the comments, and I get a lot of them. I've got to get paid for this crap.
Thank you, Mr. Donald Trump. There are three ways you can basically get into the Comment Club as a listener of this podcast. You can email us, talkingsportreport@gmail.com. You can review our podcast, give us 5 stars. This is the preferred method because it does help us with our podcast, selfishly. Leave a comment when you do drop the 5 stars and on any of your podcast favorite apps where you listen to this podcast right now. Or you can drop a message on socials. So we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, and we are on Instagram. We chuck the full video podcast up on YouTube each and every week that you can watch back like a TV show if you want to see us as ugly as we are, as well as hear us. At Talking Sport Report is how you find us on our socials. So drop us a message in there, DM us, cheeky slide into the DMs, or an email would be great. And you can make it into this section of the show where we talk about basically what people are saying in our community. So at the moment, I've got a couple here, Scotty. I'm going to kick it off with one of our previous week show goats. It's what we give to a listener that's gone above and beyond. You become the show goat of the week, the throat goat. We might have to change it straight to throat. It's just too hard to explain to new people coming in. Yeah. But basically, Nev Shoon has, off the back of a fantastic, he helped us big time last week for our podcast with a headline and a few other bits and pieces. He wrote, "Surely you boys get a sponsorship deal after this week's podcast," meaning last week's. "I forgot there was a Henny Penny at Thornton. I'll frequent that joint. He's got a picture of him, no shirt on, and 3 bags of Henny Penny.
I remember getting that message on the Monday, and I'm like, you are kidding. What a legend.
So if you don't know what Henny Penny is, it's
legend.
essentially Red Rooster / KFC, but it seems to be a Newcastle thing in New South Wales and Australia. It used to be on the front of the Newcastle Knights jerseys back in the 90s and stuff like that in their inauguration of the Henny Penny Knights. And Henny Penny is still kicking. There's only a couple of shops around, but it's still a winner. It's still a winner.
It's
so
good.
We aren't officially sponsored by Henny Penny, but I'd like us to do a live read right now. And I would say, please, if you are in the Maitland, Newcastle area, visit your local Henny Penny store if you can find one. It is worth the trek.
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them we sent you. They'll say who.
Yeah.
You'll probably see my dad there. My dad, I shouldn't tell these inner circle stories, but check this out for some fun. My dad, whenever my mum goes away on a trip, right? So she might go away to ride some horses, and she will like bake like a something and leave it in the fridge and go, Peter,
dinner's there.
There's your dinner, and I think he serves it to the dog, and he goes down to Henny Penny and he gets 30 fucking wings.
I can relate to that. Once in a blue moon, it'll be like, what do you want to get for dinner? I'll be like, let's go to Henny Penny. I'll come back with like 30 pieces of chicken. I'll be like, what are you guys having?
I'll call him. And the best bit is if she goes away for multiple days from a horse riding thing, I'll call him on night 2, go, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just having some Henny Penny. I go, didn't you have that last night? He's like, oh yeah, there's some leftovers. He's gone again for sure.
He's gone again.
He's gone again for sure. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, thank you.
The next one comes
fantastic.
from Tom Mojo 085, which we know is Thomas Carl, one of our school friends, but he wrote we did a video through the week talking about how we thought that the pitch was shocking in Perth, and we said,
it was a shit show.
Look, is he going to get sacked, that pitch guy? Because basically, I know the India-Australia game still made day 4 eventually, and there was some runs scored at the back end of that test match, but like 22 wickets fell on day 1 or something like that. It was ridiculous. And then the same thing happens again. A lot of it is down to batting, but he said, have you boys seen the ICC pitch rating? Which I was like, oh, geez. So I jumped on. They've rated it as a very good wicket. So you had a very funny one because Usman Khawaja through the week after he had his back spasms was giving some lip to the pitch. What was he saying?
Didn't he just say it was a piece of shit?
Yeah.
That's the reason. It was a piece of shit. My question is, who submits these ratings? Is it the fucking curators?
Yeah,
I reckon
almost,
100% he has.
You got to think though, when was the last time you trusted anything the ICC said, to be fair?
Bingo. Mate, Khawaja flat out nailed it. It was a piece of shit.
A piece of shit. Don't give a shit what the rating is. I think the fact that it was all over in 2 days is a good enough rating for me. It can't be that good.
Oh, shit. Oh, I've got one, yeah. Hats off and a big congratulations to Jimmy. Jimmy has just celebrated
one of our long-term listeners.
He's just celebrated his 7th year wedding anniversary. His social story, he was sitting in a spa enjoying a cold drink, and the caption was, wedding anniversary sponsored by Talking Sport Report. He had himself on a nice little bucket hat and a stubby holder with a drink in it, looking quite relaxed, which you know what that means. So I think it was 7 years today. You know what that means?
What's that?
It was 7 years ago today that I scored my illustrious 2-ball 100 at his wedding.
That's right, at his wedding.
Yeah. Wasn't that a story? 2-ball 100.
That was a story. I also saw a fantastic story from Jimmy on Instagram where he went through the house, gave his wife a card and said, "Happy anniversary, baby." And on the front cover, it was like a picture of a goldfish with like a shark fin attached to it. And it's a terrible card.
Inside.
And then she opened it up and there was just no writing. And he goes, "You're lucky, aren't you?" Classic.
What a human.
And that's basically what, I guess, the level in which our listeners go to. So we thank you. If you've gotten this far in the podcast, as we always say, a massive, massive thank you for listening. This show does not exist unless people are tuning into the podcast. Each and every week, numbers are growing. There are more and more people listening to this podcast. We massively thank you. Oh, I've actually got one more from our comment club on our Spotify comments.
Ooh.
Your man, Will_N28, the guy you went to Oasis with, right?
Yes, had pre-drinks with, yes.
Will basically was just met you randomly at the Oasis concert
At the
in pre-drinks.
locker room, yeah.
Yeah,
For
and you said, I've got a podcast.
Fantastic group, great bunch of humans. Honestly, if you're ever going to meet randoms, they're the kind of people you want to drink with. Definitely.
Well, Will says, lads, as always, great to listen to you on the way home from work. Cracking show. One takeaway I had from the test match, screw Bazball, we have entered a new era, Travball.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes. I just love the fact that I told him he wouldn't listen, and
he's now a weekly listener.
Bingo.
It's
What
incredible.
an absolute legend.
Absolutely.
Might need to get him to send us his take on the how the F1's going to finish next weekend.
Well,
I
given the
think
fact that
he's right into
he's
it.
come out of nowhere and he has been absolutely nailing the comments the last few weeks on Spotify, we're going to give him the show goat of the week.
Goat.
Yep.
The
Will,
throat goat.
you are the throat goat / show goat. Congratulations. Scotty's got some stickers for you, legend.
Yeah, if you want stickers, reach out. Send us an email. Send us your address. We'll flick you some stickers and such.
If you do want to get in contact with us, as we said before, talkingsportreport@gmail.com, or hit us up, DM us, or jump on our comments at Talking Sport Report at YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Give us a cheeky follow on all those platforms. Until next week, Scotty, where we're going to be able to come back and talk about hopefully a Piastri one win away from reclaiming his world title, and maybe the Aussies skittling the Poms in
2-0.
Brisbane after an incredible, what is it? Australia 1 with the pink, England now 2 in the stink.
2 in the stink. Legend. Absolute pleasure. Have a fantastic week. We'll talk soon.
Peace, love, dove.